Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's chapter of Awesome. I'm Christopher Hess.
And I'm Mike Kopp. We're back with more District 6 football action, and we've got highlights for you from across District 6. Our featured game this week takes us to Bald Eagle area as the Penns Valley Rams took on Bald Eagle in a Mountain Conference clash. Reporter Matt Scalzo was there and has more.
At Alumni Stadium, it was country night for the Battle of the Iron Bell Trophy between Bald Eagle and Penns Valley. Bald Eagle was without their band as the entire group was in quarantine, which also affected multiple starters during the early part of the week. The game was a defensive battle as both offenses struggled to get anything going at the start. The action picked up in the second quarter when Carson Nagel's pass was tipped in the air and picked off by Penns Valley's Riley Burngar. Late in the second quarter, despite 4 penalties on the drive, Garrett Burns punched it in from 1 yard out to give Bald Eagle a 7-0 lead. After a Penns Valley turnover on the kickoff, Bald Eagle took advantage of it with a 7-yard pitch and catch from Nagel to Cameron Watkins to make it a 14-0 Bald Eagle lead heading into the half. During halftime, fans were able to grab a nice bite to eat, courtesy of the hot dog cannon. Penns Valley struck first in the second half with an interception from Ty Watson, but in the end, the Eagle defense was too much to handle and would pitch a shutout and won 14-0. It was a sloppy game tonight at Alumni Stadium as there was colors seen throughout. There was blue and gold for Bald Eagle and blue and white for Penns Valley, but a consistent was yellow for all the yellow laundry that was littered throughout the field for all the penalties that were being called. There were 19 total penalties in the game, 13 going against Bald Eagle and 6 against Penns Valley. 12 of the 14 penalties in the first half were on Bald Eagle, including a sideline interference call, but Eagles head coach chalked it up to the missed practices in the early part of the week.
So we really didn't practice with our full group, not even at all. A walkthrough before the game, and it showed tonight. So we just told them, guys, listen, it's still football. We still play 3 more or 4 games before this, so we got to refocus and we got to make sure we clean up all the penalties. Reporting for After the Whistle, I'm Matt Scalzo.
Bald Eagle heads to Tyrone next week while Penns Valley hosts Bellefonte.
Speaking of Bellefonte, the 1-3 Raiders hosted undefeated Clearfield at Rogers Stadium this week.
It's senior night in Bellefonte as the Raiders welcome the undefeated Clearfield Bison to Rogers Stadium. The Bison spoiled Bellefonte's celebration from the start as Hayden Kovalek recovers a forced fumble on Bellefonte's first drive to set up the Bison offense. After another Kovalek fumble recovery on the next drive, Mark McGonigal punched it in from 3 yards out to give Clearfield a 7-0 lead. McGonigal wasn't done yet. Up 14-0, he then made it 21-0 on a 17-yard rushing touchdown midway through the second quarter, silencing the Raiders crowd. Clearfield kept its foot on the gas as quarterback Oliver Bollett found receiver Carson Klein for his second score of the game. Clearfield dominated the rest of the matchup, securing a 48-0 shutout to move to 5-0 on the season.
Staying in the Mountain Conference, Phillipsburg Osceola hosted Moshannon Valley.
Phillipsburg Osceola played host to cross-district rival Moshannon Valley for their neon-themed homecoming game. After scoring on their first possession, PO quarterback Ben Gusky put it on the top shelf for 6-5 wide on Nick Johnson on a 22-yard touchdown. On the ensuing drive, MV bounced back when running back Nico Smeal cashed in on a 35-yard run, cutting the deficit to 14-7. In the second quarter, PO quarterback Ben Gusky's pass was tipped into the air by MV before Captain Matt Martin corralled the ball in the end zone for 6. MV running back Nico Smeal's stock continued to rise as he recovered a botched snap and maneuvered around the right end through the goal line, shrinking the PO lead to 7, but it ultimately wouldn't be enough as PO outlasted Moshannon Valley 21-14.
PO will host Clearfield next week, while Moshannon Valley will host inter-county conference rival Mount Union.
The Central Dragons and Penn Cambria Panthers were both an undefeated 4-0 before their clash in Martinsburg. It was an electric atmosphere that included cowboys in a sea of neon at Roaring Spring Athletic Field. The Dragons had an early 13-0 lead after some back-and-forth play. Jeff Hohenstein and Eli Lingenfelter teamed up on a screen pass trick play and hit Devin Boyles for a 40-yard gain, putting them in the red zone. Following the big play, with 2 minutes remaining in the first half, Parker Gregg rushed for an 18-yard touchdown, giving Central a 19-0 lead. The Dragons opened the second half with a bang, returning the ball 50 yards, giving the Dragons starting field position at the Penn Cambria 37. Central finished the drive off with a 3-yard rushing touchdown to push the score to 25-0. Back at it again, the Dragons perfected a jet touch pass for a 6-yard touchdown. 46-6 was the final score between the Dragons and the Panthers. Central improves to 5-0 while Cambria falls to 4-1. The Dragons will go head-to-head with Richland next week, and the Panthers will take on Central Cambria. We head now to Hollidaysburg, where the Tigers hosted Fort Hill from Maryland. Reporter Preston Shoemaker was at Tiger Stadium and has more.
It was senior night at Tiger Stadium as Hollidaysburg honored their senior class. Here we are, first quarter, a reverse run by Taven Willis. He goes around the outside, untouched, 44 yards. It gets Fort Hill on the board 7-0 early in the first quarter. Later on in the first quarter, 21-0, Fort Hill on top. Quarterback Bryce Schatt drops back, 19-yard touchdown pass to Shane Welsh. 28-0, but Hollidaysburg would get the offense kicked off. Right here early in the second quarter, Xander Bainey ran up the middle, 5 yards out, plunges into the end zone. 28-7 the score, but Fort Hill would answer back. Here is Schatt, 7 yards. He comes across, rounding out of the pocket. Now diving at the pylon, he gets it across. It's a touchdown, 35-7 the score as the two teams entered the half. But Hollidaysburg would get it going. We jump ahead to the fourth quarter. 35-14, quarterback Jake McGinnis finds a wide open Justin Wolf in the back corner of the end zone, 35-21. Tigers defense would go out and get another stop. Offense goes back out on the field. Here's Bainey right up the middle. He plunges forward into the end zone. His third touchdown of the day. The point after would be missed. That is important. Here we go. Hollidaysburg getting another stop. McGinnis rolling out of the pocket. He falls into the end zone. Touchdown. Tigers all the way back. They trail by 2. 2-point conversion. McGinnis scrambling out of the pocket. He's got pressure, throws one up through the hands of Avery Sloan. Picked off by Anthony Palmisano. Hollidaysburg's defense would get a stop. 2 seconds left. McGinnis back in the pocket. He steps up, airs one out down the field, trying to get it to Wolf once again. It's batted away by Palmisano. That is your final 35-33. But Homer Delatre, Hollidaysburg's head coach, was pleased with his team's effort in the second half.
You know, while we were able to run the football, I know some of that was clock time that may have hindered us at the end, but just real happy that they kept believing in what the coaches were telling them and they executed.
Reporting for After the Whistle, I'm Preston Shoemaker.
Now let's check out other scores from around District 6.
CD East defeated State College Area 34-13. Cumberland Valley took care of business against Altoona, winning 27-14. Bedford put a serious hurting on Westmont Hilltop, winning 70-20. Bellwood Antis continued its hot streak, defeating Glendale 42-0. Richland took down Bishop McCord in convincing fashion, 58-8. Forest Hills staved off a late Chestnut Ridge comeback and held on 42-35. And in Saturday action, Portage will travel to Conemaugh Valley and Bishop Guilfoyle will head to Somerset.
Looking to the collegiate ranks, number 6 Penn State hosts Villanova at Beaver Stadium this week. Looking to improve to 4-0 on the season. Reporter Kelly Warner has more on the matchup.
3-0 Penn State has been back on the practice field this week, preparing to take on its in-state neighbor from Philly, Villanova, for tomorrow for the first time since 1951. The Nittany Lions opened as a 29-point favorite, still unbeaten coming off a statement whiteout win over Auburn. The Wildcats are also unbeaten, scoring 136 combined points in their past 3 games. Nova QB Daniel Smith will be a player to watch, but Penn State quarterback Sean Clifford should be ready to go after having one of the best games of his career last week, completing 28 of 32 passes for 280 yards and a touchdown in the victory. The crowning glory of this Lions team, though, has been the bend but don't break defense, not allowing a passing touchdown all season and dominating in the red zone.
We're pretty good against the run, especially in obvious running situations. And then I think our guys are doing a really good job of playing the ball in the air. I think we got more guys making plays on the ball in the air right now on the defensive side of the ball.
Linebacker Brandon Smith was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week last week after he recorded a career 10 tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pass breakup over Auburn.
He's as impressive of a young man on the field and off. He's killing it academically. He's doing a really good job. I'm really proud of him. I think you'll continue to see him, have success this season and moving forward.
And that's all for today's show. I'm Mike Hopp.
And I'm Christopher Hess. We'll be back on the air next Friday with more District 6 high school football coverage right here after the whistle.
We hope you enjoyed watching the video. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you did.
For the rest of our newscasts and featured stories, click here.
And for sports, click here. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.